All right, happy Friday to you. Periods 1 through 3. You're going to start this project. You don't need to finish it today, but you're going to start this, and I want to see how you do. You will get an instruction page. Make sure you read through the instructions first, okay? Ignore the due date at the bottom. I know it says Friday, September 16th. Don't worry about that. That's today. It is not due today. You have a workspace page. Each of these squares is where you will show your work. And then you have a grid page. I do not have the luxury of having the grid page, so I have a blank piece of paper that I'm going to be showing you how to start this. Right? Basically what you're going to do is you are going to pick a point in the center of your paper, right? And you are going to draw a triangle from there. Make this a 1 by 1 triangle. In other words, 1 space by 1 space. So you're going to label those 1 and 1. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to draw a hypotenuse. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to use the workspace page right here to show your work, finding out what the hypotenuse is. So imagine this was my workspace page. I'm going to say 1 squared plus 1 squared equals x squared, or c squared. 1 plus 1 equals x squared. 2 equals x squared. Excuse me, or x equals the square root of 2. So that becomes the square root of 2. Right? Now, you're going to extend this triangle by 1 unit each time. So now, you're going to extend this by 1 more unit and draw another triangle, and you're going to find that hypotenuse. So imagine me, I'm going to blow this up. I have one triangle with the length of 1. I have the hypotenuse, which is the square root of 2. That was the hypotenuse that I found for the other triangle. Now my legs are the square root of 2 and 1. So now I'm going to use some more work and find the hypotenuse of the new triangle, which the square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. Let's call it c. Same thing, finding this one. The square root of 2 squared is 2, because remember, anytime you see the square root of a number, the square of a square root, it's the number. 2 plus 1 equals c squared. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 equals c squared. Or c equals the square root of 3. Square root of 3. And you continue. The next triangle, which I'm going to draw that one here. And I'm drawing this big enough so you can see. Right? Square root of 3, square root of 2, 1. Here's my right angle. And you need to make sure that this is a right angle. If you don't make sure that this is a right angle, if it's not a right angle, your diagram is going to look funny. So this always needs to be a right angle. Always needs to be a right angle. And you're going to extend it by 1 unit. Now you create a new triangle, and the legs are now the square root of 3 and 1. And as you keep doing this, right, you keep doing this, here's what it's going to look like. You can begin to see what it's going to look like, and it will start to look like this. Use a ruler if you have to. All right? This is just a guide right here. So go ahead and start that and see how far you get, and it should look similar to this. And you see all the question marks in here. You need to find out what those are. If you get all the way full circle and keep going, see where you get. All right? So that's, again, you don't have to have this done, but you should have a good portion of this started for Friday.